Hi, my name's Anthony Schweiger, and this is my final project presentation for Business Communications class, fall semester 2021. The organization I'll be looking into is Dr. Anthony J. Schweiger Family Dentistry. It's actually my father's practice, and I work with him, and I've been noticing a few things within our lab management that we could use to fix. A couple of the things that we'll go over in this PowerPoint. First, we'll look into the overviews, more of like the goals of the company. What do we want to achieve? What is our desired results? How can we do some of these things? We'll look at an introduction to the company, some background information to it. What do we do? What sets us apart? Then we'll go into the opportunities that we have. We want to assess our current situation. We want to find where we need to find change and how we can implement that change. We'll look at the benefits and the risks of all of this change, how it will affect the organization as a whole. And then I've made a few recommendations for the organization to not only help them with this, but also possibly improve things for the future. And then we'll take a look at the people that helped us put this together. So for the overview, I believe it's important to keep everything in mind, such as goals for the business and what kind of change we can do, how we can implement it, and what do we want to get out of it. Right now, we're looking at the lab. We do lab work for patients, and we work with other labs to complete some of this work as well as doing our own. The goal here, obviously, is lately there's been a lack of organization, and we need to improve that. We want to make sure things are done time efficiently. We want to make sure everything's done accurately, and overall, this is a medical practice, so we're in charge of being responsible for everything we do for these patients. We need documentation, and we need good records for everything. This will help us be able to track it, schedule patients, and provide better results for them. A few of the ways we can go about implementing some of these changes is, for one, set up new filing and documentation. Better organization here will keep better records, and it will allow us to track cases better, which will also help us scheduling. All of this ties into itself. We'll need a more organized way of actually completing these cases too. With that, we can set deadlines. We'll have to retrain some of the staff, however, deadlines will keep people on the same pace and make sure that we're not getting behind on cases. Obviously, the desired results would be more accurate results. We want patients to be happy with the work that we're providing them. A little introduction to the office. Dr. Schweiger's office is actually a general dentistry practice. However, something that sets us apart is, unlike some other offices, we hold an in-house lab. Meaning when patients come in for work such as prosthetics, crowns, bridges, anything like that, and even including retainers and a lot of other things that help in orthodontics, we can do some of that within our own lab, and we also partner with affiliating labs to help complete some of this work further. One thing that we do a lot of is crowns and bridges. They get expensive really quick for everybody, so it's best to make sure we do them properly. We treat the patient, we prep the work, we get it out, we have to track everything, and then we're responsible for receiving it and delivering it to the patient. Everything starts and ends with us. For the opportunity, we want to figure out how to properly plan going about this. It's imperative to assess everything that we're dealing with right now, identify what's the best thing to work on, and find ways to change this and how to put those changes into action. The current situation we have with our lab right now is a whiteboard and paper documentation, filing system, and boxes of papers going up to the ceiling. It's not organized, and it's not a proper way to track things. Some of the key success factors we need to look at is staff. We'll have to train, like I said. Also, organization. We can adapt some of this, and we need to change with the times. That goes with our records too. But overall, we'll need to make sure we get the doctor's approval to change any of these operations within his office. For the alternatives, when I said change with the times, it's because right now with all the paper documentation, we could easily move to a more electronic system that would keep everything more organized and easier to track. Some of the ways we can do this is upgrading our current technology, and we can retrain staff on a few of these new procedures. When looking at the benefits, we really want to look at why this is good for the company. How is it going to affect it in a positive manner? For us, it'll be, I know for the assistants, we'll have simplified case management. We'll have easier tracking. We'll feel less responsible for any of the mistakes because there will be so few of them. The money, it obviously will save money for everyone. We won't have to redo cases. We won't have to spend money on excess materials because things will be more accurate and things will be done the right way the first time. Overall, that will absolutely lead to higher customer satisfaction. People are going to be happy when they're getting their results quicker. And obviously, accuracy. We don't want to have mistakes, and unless things are perfect, especially when in this line of business, they're not done right, and this will help us achieve more perfect results every time. It's also important to look at the risks. How will this negatively impact the organization? And when I say negatively impact, I don't mean that it's going to hurt us. There's just going to be a few trade-offs. First, production costs. Obviously, if we're going to be improving some of our technology and our systems, we're going to have to spend a little bit of money. But everybody has heard the term, or the saying, spend money to make money, and that's exactly what we need to do. We're also going to have to allow time for adapting to these new changes and leave a little room for error, because there's going to be with these changes, we're going to have to train, and with those training, people aren't going to get everything right away. My best recommendations for the office are to take time to look at what we're proposing for change and invest in yourself. If you put back into the company, you'll get everything out and more. When you want to change these things, if all that you're leading to is higher customer satisfaction, you're running a good business. You want to also make sure you allow the proper time to do these changes. Give time for making the updates to the actual office technology, and give time to training the staff so everybody can be on the same page. Lastly, take advantage of the changes and also look at how you could use these to improve other areas of the office. Finally, these are a few of the members of our staff that helped us. The other assistants, Angela and Caitlin, and Dr. Schweiger, and his wife, Lori, who is our office manager. Every one of them helped out with the process of this and helping to find the best information to make these changes possible.